Frilled sharks are considered living fossils because they haven't changed for about 80 million years. They get their name from the frilly gills on their throats, which look a bit like lace, and THSY have 6 pairs of gills which they use to breathe underwater. Frilled shark might look like sea snakes, but they're actually very different up close. For one, frilled sharks have gills to breathe underwater, while sea snakes have to come to the surface to breathe air into their one lung, but they're amazing at holding their breath. During the day, frilled sharks rest on the bottom of the ocean, but as night approaches they swim close to the surface to chase prey such as octopus, squid and fishes, and while swimming, they bend their body like an eel. Because their mouth is full of needle-like teeth that they use to grab their prey, which they swallow it whole. Baby frill sharks hatch in an egg inside their mother's tummy and keep growing until they are ready to be born. This takes about 3.5 years, which is more than 4 times longer than a human baby takes, and possibly the longest of any animal. Because the frilled shark bears such a striking resemblance to an eel, ichthyologists once assumed it navigated the water by wriggling. Dragonfish are small, elongated, marine fish that live in warm Indo-Pacific waters. They are also known as the sea moths. This fish can vary in size depending on the species and sex, but females can grow up to 53 centimeters, 20 inches, long, and males can range from 5 to 15 centimeters, 2 to 6 inches, long. They have bony rings of armor that are fused on the head and body, but not on the tail, have large, horizontal, and wing-like pectoral fins. They are apex predators with enormous jaws filled with fawn-like teeth. They are dark, eel-like, and glow with bioluminescence and have a complex sensory system that allows them to detect even the subtlest movements in the ocean. Some dragonfishes dangle a luminescent lure from their chins to entice prey. When a tasty morsel comes close, their big jaws open wide, and sharp teeth snap shut. Dragonfishes, family Stomiidae, are cunning predators. Although they are strong swimmers, they prefer to lie in wait and ambush unsuspecting fishes and crustaceans. Most of them have dark skin, pigmented with some of the blackest blacks known in nature, to stay camouflaged from their prey. The blue-ringed octopus, Hapaloclina, is a fascinating and highly venomous marine creature found in tide pools and coral reefs across the Pacific and Indian Oceans, from Japan to Australia. Blue-ringed octopuses are small, measuring around 12 to 20 centimeters in length. They have 8 arms, each lined with 2 rows of suckers that they use to catch their prey, and when threatened, they display their characteristic blue rings, which are actually caused by pigments in their skin. Despite their small size and relatively docile nature, blue-ringed octopuses are incredibly dangerous if provoked because their venom contains a powerful neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin that can affect the nervous system that can lead to paralysis, respiratory failure, and death in humans, making them one of the world's most venomous marine mammals. Giant isopods are one of the largest crustaceans and the largest known member of the isopod family, a group of crustaceans that are closely related to shrimp and crabs, and is also related to terrestrial crustaceans, such as Armadillidium vulgar, commonly known as the pillbug or roly-poly. Their enormous size is a result of a phenomenon known as deep-sea gigantism or abyssal gigantism, the tendency of deep-sea animals to grow to a much larger size than similar species in shallower water. The gigantism of the giant isopod may be an adaptation to the extreme pressure of the deep ocean they inhabit. Also known as Bathynomus giganteus, the giant isopod is the biggest isopod in the world and is famous for feasting on dead whales, fish, and squids. It's one of the creepiest sea creatures on the ocean floor. While a giant isopod may resemble a creepy oversized bug or a dangerous underwater alien, it's actually a deep-sea dwelling crustacean that plays an essential role in keeping the seafloor clean. It's most happy when dining on the carcasses of animals that have sunk to the bottom of the sea, and this behavior has earned it a nickname: the vacuum cleaner of the deep. Although they might look the part, giant isopods are not bugs. They're crustaceans that belong to the order Isopoda, and this order includes several other animals that inhabit a wide variety of environments, so giant isopods have relatives both on land and in the water. Fangtooths are buriciform fish of the family Anoplogastridae that live in the deep sea. The name is from the Greek anoplo, meaning unarmed, and gamma alpha sigma tau rho, gaster, meaning stomach. With a worldwide distribution in tropical and cold temperate waters, the family contains only 2 very similar species in one genus, with no known close relatives. While named for their disproportionately large, fawn-like teeth and unapproachable visage, fangtooths are actually quite small and harmless to humans. The larger of the 2 species, the common fangtooth, reaches a maximum length of just 16 centimeters, 6.3 in. The shorthorn fangtooth is less than half this size, though currently known only from juvenile specimens. The head is small with a large jaw and appears haggard, riddled with mucous cavities delineated by serrated edges and covered by a thin skin. Their eyes are relatively small, set high on the head. The entire head is a dark brown to black and is strongly compressed laterally, deep anteriorly, and progressively more slender towards the tail. Unlike many other fish, the fangtooth's large, fawn-like teeth are permanently attached to their jaw bones without replacement. These teeth also lack the typical calcium phosphate layer seen in other fish teeth, a feature that may contribute to the fangtooth's survival in the extreme conditions of the deep sea. The fangtooth's oversized teeth and mouths are a common feature among the miniature beasts of the deep like viperfishes, daggertooths, bristlemouths, barracudinas, thought to be an advantage in these lean waters where anything encountered, even if it is larger than the fish, must be considered a possible. These fish are known to be robust when compared to many other deep-sea fish because they have been kept alive for months in aquariums despite conditions which are significantly different from their usual deep-sea habitat. The fangtooth is a carnivorous and highly mobile fish, feeding on small fish, shrimp, and squid, and when they are young, they filter zooplankton from the water and migrate closer to the surface at night to feed on crustaceans. Adults either hunt alone or in schools. The goblin shark, its scientific name being Mitsucarina ostoni, being the only known living member of the family Mitsucarinidae. It is commonly described as a long-nosed, pale-colored, large deep-water shark. They are born at a max size of 1 meter, males mature at up to 3.8 meters, females maturing at more than 4.2 meters, while males maxing at max mature length and females maxing at 6.2 meters. They are found around outer continental shelves, upper slopes and seamounts at these depths hunting fish, squid, and crustaceans. These deepwater sharks were first discovered by Japanese fishers who accidentally caught lots of juvenile sharks and still to this day. The goblin shark's body is odd as it has been described as a flabby, meaning that it has more loose dermal tissue and is not as muscular as most sharks. The distribution for this shark is widespread, as it inhabits specific small portions of the ocean all over the globe, including the Gulf of Mexico, the coast of southern Brazil, South Africa, Japan, and New Zealand. This species also inhabits very deep waters, anywhere from 890 to 3,150 feet in depth, while adult sharks inhabit deeper water than juveniles. Due to close examination of deceased specimens, scientists can theorize that this shark is slow-moving and has a sluggish lifestyle. Their skeleton is reduced and the main muscles along its sides, the myomeres, are smaller and weakly developed. All of the goblin shark's fins are also small and soft compared to other species. Goblin shark are thought to be ovoviviparous like other mackerel sharks, also known as lamniformes. This group includes species such as great white, mako, and thresher sharks. If this is the case, then goblin sharks would give birth to small leaders. Chimeras are cartilaginous fish in the order Chimeriformes /Chemeriformes / known informally as ghost sharks, ratfish, spookfish, or rabbitfish. Chimeras are soft-bodied, shark-like fish with bulky heads and long, tapered tails. They can grow up to 150 centimeters (4.9 feet) in length, and like other members of the class Chondrichthyes, chimera skeletons are entirely cartilaginous, or composed of cartilage. Their skin is smooth and relatively free of scales or unique features, lacking the keeled, tooth-like placoid scales, denticles, present on sharks and rays. The pectoral fins are large enough to generate lift at a relaxed forward momentum, giving the chimera the appearance of flying through the water. Chimeras live in temperate ocean floors, with some species inhabiting depths exceeding 2,000 meters (6,600 feet), with relatively few modern species regularly inhabiting shallow water. The usual diet of chimeras consists of crustaceans, and more specifically, they include ophiurans and mollusks. Modern species are demersal duriphages, but they used to be more diverse. Chimera reproduction resembles that of sharks in some ways. Males employ claspers for internal fertilization of females, and females lay eggs within spindle-shaped, leathery egg cases. Male chimeras have retractable sexual appendages, known as tentacula, to assist mating. The frontal tentaculum, a bulbous rod which extends out of the forehead, is used to clutch the female's pectoral fins during mating. The prepelvic tentacula are serrated hooked plates normally hidden in pouches in front of the pelvic fins, and they anchor the male to the female. Lastly, the pelvic claspers, sexual organs shared by sharks, are fused together by a cartilaginous sheath before splitting into a pair of flattened lobes at their tip. The sarcastic fringehead, or Neoclinus blanchardi, is in the Animalia kingdom, Chordata phylum, Actinopterygiae class, Perciformes order, and Canopsidae family. Sarcastic fringeheads are described as small, but temperamental fish with very large mouths. They are most commonly 7.6 to 29 centimeters in length, but they can reach 30.5 centimeters. They can be brown or gray with a red tinge and green or pale marks, and have large heads with an extremely large jaw that extends past their eyes. In their giant mouth, they have many sharp teeth. They use their mouths and teeth to scare away and intimidate possible danger. Sarcastic fringehead diet is unknown, but biologists believe that they eat smaller fish and crustaceans like the fish they are related to, such as the flagellines and tubibolines. Sarcastic fringeheads are found in the waters of the Pacific coast of North America. They live in burrows such as logs, shells, cracks in rocks, or even trash thrown into the ocean, and they are extremely territorial and will attack anything near. If they are threatened, they use their large mouths, showing their sharp teeth, to intimidate the animal, and if intimidation doesn't work, they will attack.